Good morning. Oh my goodness, I just had a stretch immediately as I pressed the button. Oh my goodness. Good morning. I'm so sorry about the past 2 days. I woke up with just this monster of a headache both days. They went away in the afternoon, but I just felt like garbage in the morning, and I was like, there's no way that I'm gonna like paint my face, and I ain't gonna do that. So I stayed in bed. So I hope you guys understand, because I did miss you guys, but I was like, hey, good morning, Katie. So, this stuff from my head cold, it's not going away, but I am finally recording. I'm glad I do too. I'm just that was garbage. I felt like garbage, and that whole thing was garbage. You know. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I bet it's allergies, or it's all the stuff happening out there, and then I still have the sinusy problems. It's probably just all around allergies, but I had that head cold, and then I think it turned into like a sinusy thing, and now I think it's just allergies at this point, because I was doing like a sinus rinse yesterday, and I took like this really hot shower to be like, just drain, just get out. I want to record, I want to collaborate, I want to work. Let's work. I was telling my neighbor, I was like, all I want to do is work, all right? Because we had Mardi Gras, right? And then, took like a week for that. And then, boom, I got this head cold. And I know me, because I'm like, when I get that head cold, I'm going to lose my voice. I'm going to lose my voice for 2 days, which is exactly what happened. And I know that I'm going to have to take 2 weeks in order to recuperate. I knew that was a thing. And then, right, so we have Mardi Gras. Then I had a week of a head cold. And then I had a week of trying to recuperate. And then now this coronavirus is coming around. So I'm just like, when will I work? I would like to go to work. Everyone would like to go to work at this point, right? But I'm like, I would like to go to work. But I was telling my husband, I was like, because now we have, a stay-at-home order. And I was like, we're kind of still living our life. My husband's still going to work. I'm still working from home. And I was like, all that I really go to is the grocery store. But the one thing was that I wanted some of my friends on last week and yesterday. I had contacted them before, but, with New Orleans having a stay at home, shelter in place. I don't know what the technical thing is off the top of my head. I just know stay at home. I didn't do, I can't have my friends on. So that, ugh. But, it's important that we're all safe. So I hope that you are washing your hands. I just find it very interesting how everyone's hygiene is different. Everyone's definition of hygiene is different. And I became a germaphobe during college, because you don't really know if your dishes that you're sharing in the kitchen with everyone else, if they're actually clean. You don't know. And you don't know other people's standards of cleanliness. So my sister-in-law calls me like a germaphobe, and I'm like, yes, because this and keeping healthy, this is my job. If I lose my voice, like, that's income right there. It's gone. But that's it. What else? What else, guys? So yeah, I was telling my husband, I was like, you're still going to work. I'm still working at home, and it's pretty much business as usual for us. Is that for you guys too? Or has your schedule like completely changed? And also, what have you guys been doing since you've been staying at home? Have you really just taken a step back and you're like, I've been binge watching shows and like having potato chips on my belly, and that's been my whole time. That was me for a day. I'm going to be honest. That was me for a day. I watched the show Taboo off of FX. It was I saw the whole thing, because I was interested, but it was I didn't really see why they would make a season 2, because they didn't make a season 2. even Rome, the stupid show I've seen. I was like, that got 2 seasons. Yeah. I've always worked with general public. Yeah, you become very aware of all the germs, especially at the library. Yeah. Well, I would go to the gym. Guys, I am just like, I'm trying to record, but I haven't been able to go for a run because I usually go to the gym like after coffee break. And so my phrasings are garbage right now. Right? I'm going to be a diva and be like, oh, my phrasings, my breath support. And you're going to be like, yeah, whatever, Brittany, blah, 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 blah. But that's what I felt. Taboo, like the net. No, it had Tom Hardy in it. Hottie Tom Hardy. It was about this dude who I don't know, he comes back from Africa. It takes place like 1800s, like I think in between the Revolutionary War and the War of 1812. So this guy went to Africa, and it's got Jonathan Pryce in it, and I mean, it was interesting. Like the whole mystery was interesting, but the last episode, you're like, all right, I think I'm good with 1 season. You told the story. I feel pretty content. I've been working on my painting, and I'm only 7th book of the quarantine. Well, what are you reading, Katie? What you reading? I'm not reading. I'm practicing. I'm trying to tap dance, guys. I can tap dance. I just want to be better at it. So I want to learn all the trick stuff, because I feel when I go into auditions, if someone says blah 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 blah, I'll be like, yeah, that's that's a triple time step. All right, I can do that. So hopefully I can associate things with things. That's not coherent. Guys, let's cheers. Let's have some coffee. 1, 2, 3, cheers. That way, yeah. So when I go into auditions, instead of trying to memorize 1,000,000,001 things, I can be like, oh, she's only doing 25 steps. She's going from, like a Charleston club, I don't know, Charleston to a this, to a that, to this, that. Okay, I can do that. So hopefully that it'll just compartmentalize what they're actually doing, because what I learned with like music is that everything has a pattern. Once you figure out the pattern, you're good to go, but it's going to take you a bit to learn that pattern. So that's how I feel about tap. And I'm like, well, I ain't doing anything. Broadway's not an option right now. So why don't I learn how to tap? Let's see. Oh, well, then I'm going to have to watch the Nat Geo show Taboo. I'm going to look at that then. Pet Cemetery. Oh, I know. Let's see. I also found I have a book report. Ooh, on a romance novel. I love trash romance novels. I'm going to recommend you something. It's my girl, Elizabeth Hoyt. All right. Wait, because I love the trashy, like the rake of London society and the very uptight Duchess of blah blah blah, and then they kiss, and I love it. It's trash, and I love it. So I have 2 recommendations for a romance novel. If you want like the trash, but you also want like a good plot and good storytelling, there's the Maiden Lane series. So you got to read the first one. It's by Elizabeth Hoyt. And what's the first one? Because my favorite one is like the 3rd one. The second one I was okay with. The first one really hooked me because it was the first time I actually thought that the characters were in danger. I was like, oh, I don't know if this is going to have the cliche, cheesy ending. And that's what, I was like, all right, this is different. I like this. So let me see what the first Maiden Lane series. But it's by Elizabeth Hoyt, and she's also an anthropologist turned writer. What was the first one? That's not it. Wicked Intentions. That's it. So that's the one that you should read. Or if you want a funny romance novel, you have Vicki Thompson Lewis, Nerd in Shining Armor. I love that book. I think I read that book once a year. I love that book because I never knew, because you look at romance novels and you see like the sweeping cover and then like Fabio with his shirt billowing in the wind and his hair is going and then she's just like swooning, right? And then every single cover looks like that. And they take themselves so seriously, right? Because it's some of them have really high drama. Well, Nerd in Shining Armor, it was funny. I never knew that romance novels could be funny. I love that one. I love it. So you should read that one. So it's like if you want a serious, good storytelling one, the Maiden Lane one. If you want a super funny one, but a really good story as well, Nerd in Shining Armor. So that's it. That's it. Don't make me. You should read that one. So, Nerd in Shining Armor, because what it is, oh man, it's not even in here. What it's about is that there's this nerdy dude who's in love with this girl, but the girl's in love with this, the executive of the company. And then they all get, so she thinks that, she's in love with him, with the executive, and she's like, I can change him, right? And they all go to an island, they live in Hawaii, so they're all going to another island, and so she thinks that, like, they're going to get together, and they're going to, like, get married or whatever, and then the nerd comes along, and he's super in love with her, and so you just have this love triangle. Well, then it turns out that these executive, he's trying to fake his own death, that way that he can get all this money out of his company, so he can, like, embezzle all this money. So he hops out of the plane, right? And so the plane crash lands on this island with this nerd and this beautiful woman, and it's so great. I love it. And so, like, they have to find a way off the island and whatnot. It's so good. You'd love it. You would love it. Story to the shark. Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. Read that one. It's good. Let's see. Hey, good morning. Let's see. I'll read that one when I'm done with my horror novel. Did I go on my Dr. Sleep rant? Did I do that? My sister-in-law, Katie, you're saying how you're reading Pet Sematary right now? My sister-in-law was reading Pet Sematary, I think, again. My husband started Pet Sematary, I think, in high school, and he put it down. He was like, once they introduced the child, he was like, I know where this is going, and I'm done. It makes me think of the Friends episode when, was it Joey kept The Shining in the freezer, that way it wouldn't hurt him? Is that what happened? Right. So Rachel had Little Women and Joey had, like, Pet Sematary or The Shining. Which one was it? I don't remember. But when my husband told me that he put down Pet Sematary immediately, I think I asked him, I'm like, did you put it in the freezer so it wouldn't hurt you? It's The Shining. Okay, good. Well, I read Dr. Sleep. Well, it was an audiobook. So when I went to Houston for my audition, I had a 5-hour car ride one way and then 5 hours back, right? 10 hours. I spent 10 hours in the car consecutively reading or listening to the Dr. Sleep audiobook. So I spent 10 hours with Danny Torrance going through his addiction and going through AA. 10 whole hours. And then I went and got all those beach photos, right, in Florida, and they're up on my blog. But that's 5 hours one way and 5 hours back. So I have spent a total of like 25 hours, because then shopping in between. So I've spent like 25 hours with Danny Torrance fighting his addiction to alcohol and then going through AA and earning his chips and then completing his story arc and being completely different from his father in The Shining. Completely different. And I saw the movie. I was so excited about the movie because it had Ewan McGregor in it. I was so stinking excited. So I spent 10 hours, right? That first core part, because when I came out of the car and I got home, I was like, yeah, so I've been listening to this audiobook for 10 hours, and I'm pretty sure this is where the plot begins for the movie. But actually, the movie was pretty good for Act 1 and Act 2. Then Act 3, someone died who shouldn't have. And I was like, well, that's different. And then from then on became The Shining. And I was like, And then so my sister-in-law, she messages me all in caps because she's watching the new Pet Sematary. And she's like, I am not having this. What was it? What'd she say? It was ridiculous. She was so mad. Because I was like that with Under the Dome. I read Under the Dome how many pages is it? Like over 1,000? I read all that. So I can watch the new miniseries. Well, at the time, the new miniseries. And they changed my favorite character. So I was like, yeah, enough of this. Enough of this baloney. Yeah. Yeah. It was great because my sister-in-law was like, she was so mad about the new Pet Sematary because they're just trying to tell a different story. Just like Dr. Sleep. Dr. Sleep was just trying to tell a different story. And it's like, well, everyone liked that story. But she messaged me and she was like, this is canceled. Canceled. I just thought that was hilarious. And I'm like, yeah, we both know each other now. We both know our disappointment with Stephen King. That's my rant. Good morning. That's my rant. It's just advertising bad things. Yeah, I know where it's going, and I'm going to regret it, but I'm still going to do it. You know what book terrified me? Jurassic Park. Terrified me. The way that he formed the description of the raptors terrified me. Yeah. Oh. It was much closer to the book. No, they changed things up. They move parts or they switch characters up for the new movie. It's on Hulu. I saw it on Hulu. That scared me the most. Okay, good. So I wasn't the only one. The part that first got me with Jurassic Park, with reading the book, is when everyone's touring the park, right? Everything's all normal, and then they get up to the raptor cage, and then the raptor sprints at them and then gets at the fence, locks its claws into the fence, and then starts swinging back and forth. That was very vivid to me, and I put that book down. That was it. That was terrifying. And the last 100 pages of the book, I couldn't put it down. I was up 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, I have to go to sleep. I can finish this later. And then, I turned my light off, put the book down, rolled over, went to sleep, and I was like, but the raptors are attacking. So I love that book. When the T-Rexes were... Oh, that's right. That's right. But I was so upset with the second Jurassic Park. They took away my favorite character. Because I grew up with the movie first, and then I read the book before college. And so, I remember pieces of the movie, but, when I was reading the book, they took away my favorite character with my best character arc. My favorite is when, cowardly characters grow and they become heroic. That's my favorite. Like it's the characters that you just, they mention them in the beginning and you're like, yeah. I don't really care about this one. Like dinosaurs, you may have this one. Yeah, it's fine. I'm not going to be sad. But then that character, I think it was was it Thorn? I don't remember. I haven't read it in a while. And I was just like, dinosaurs, like, come eat him. I don't need him in my story anymore. He's only good for like a scene. He's the one who built all of the vehicles and the machines that they needed, for the Jurassic Park. No, guys. And so I didn't really care about him. But then at the end of the book, I was like, oh, hello, yeah. And then he wasn't even in the movie. And then Sarah, the Julianne Moore character, I loved that character. Loved her. She was ruthless. And in the movie, they just made her this, like, dinosaur loving, like, we have to save the animals. And I'm like, no! Nature does not want these animals, because if nature wanted them, they would be roaming the earth. They don't want them. And Book Sarah knew that. Book Sarah was like, this is a lot of garbage, and I'm not going to get eaten. There's no dinosaur worth saving. And I don't get that. I don't get that. I was so upset. Have you read The Lost World? Yeah. That scares the raptors. I was like, yeah. You know what? We're going to have to read it. You know how I was saying, my husband was like, is there a book that you've been meaning to read? Maybe I should just reread all the Jurassic Parks. They're my favorite book. Did you guys see, not The Lost World, Fallen Kingdom. That one made me so mad. So mad. What's up with all these people wanting to save them? Nature does not want to save them. You put them on a volcanic island. That's my rant. Oh, they ruined the movie. Yeah. Well, it's like the book, in that it has Jeff Goldblum in it, Dr. Malcolm. Yeah. I only watched OG Jurassic Park. Yeah. I did love in Jurassic World, right? The Chris Pratt one. That movie scared me. And it felt so good because it felt like the first Jurassic Park, when it's the dread and when it scares you. The part where in Jurassic World, the part where like they're sending the raptors off and to go hunt the Dominus Rex, and then they're all speaking to each other, and then the raptors turn to the camera. I was like, ooh, like all of a sudden like dread came down, and I was like, ooh, this is like the books. This is gonna be good, But then dinosaurs aren't your friends. I said this like 2 years ago on Coffee Break because it was Velociraptor Day. And I was like, I wonder if it's Velociraptor Day today. Oh, guys, so I have a new video on my channel. I'm still trying to edit it down because it would have been a 30-minute video. And I don't got time for that. So I went fishing this weekend. And I got the biggest fish. It was this big. It was. And then my husband got a fish, but it was this big, you know? So it was really nice to just get out of the house and to get away from the internet, you know, and from everything. So it was nice to go fishing. And then I brought home dinner. It was my fish. So my fish was, he said it's 29 and a half inches or to 30. It was pretty frozen when it came home. So we were thinking that the more it thawed out, maybe, the longer it would be. We measured his fish at the pier that we were fishing off of, and it was 29 exact. But mine was bigger. And guys, I touched a fish. It was so gross. It was so gross. And he was like, Brittany, you have to have a picture. And I'm like, I know I have to have a picture, but I have to touch it, and it's so gross. Look, like I said earlier, I am there to help support him with his hobbies, and I am there with him, and I'm taking videos, of him fishing and everything. But it's like the exact same thing as I'm not going, I'll take him to a karaoke bar and he'll come with me. He won't fight me, but he's not going to get up on stage. Just like I'm not going to unhook my own fish or put bait on it or none of that. But I will stand there and I will spend the entire afternoon with you and I will have a good time with you. But I touched it because I was like, I know, like I got this huge fish and I know that I have to touch it. And so I was, I like tapped it and I was like, oh. I wish that there was video of that. I mean, like, oh, and he was like, take a deep breath, grab the fish. I will take a quick picture. And I was like, and it's amazing what that one breath will do, because all of a sudden I was like this, like, Brittany, I'm going to touch a fish. So I touched it and this thing is big. Did you guys see the photo of it? I don't think I put it on Instagram. I think I put it in my stories. But on Facebook, I had a picture of this giant fish. And guys, like it was breathing against my hands. Like I can feel its scales breathing. And it was like, this is so gross. So I was able to put on my brave face and then and it was done. And I was like, ew! I know I touched it. It was so gross. Yeah. So now I think we're going to start our fishing YouTube channel. So we kind of came up with a name. It's boring, but it'll do. We're not going to be very consistent because now our state parks are closed. So we can't go fishing at a normal spot. But yeah, you guys, and this thing, we're fishing off the pier in the Gulf, and this thing, when it caught on, those things fight. So what I did is that I put the fishing reel in my ribs like this, so I would have like leverage as I'm like doing this. So it's a little tender right here from where I was fighting with that fish, and that thing fought me. It fought, like it was trying to go back out in the ocean. It fought. So now he has to go sing on stage. He does have to go sing on stage now. Absolutely correct. That's right, because I touched a fish, And I was so excited afterwards. And I was like, and my father-in-law says I'm not a good woman. I'm a good woman, so. Because my father-in-law, I love him. He'll say things like, well, a good woman will unhook her own fish. And I'm like, excuse me, like the reason why your son doesn't starve is because I cook the dinner. I go grocery shopping. I cook the dinner. No one starves. So I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm not a good woman. That's how I feel. You guys like that? Is that pretty? Oh, please share with me your super fun mugs. This morning is backwards. Wait, won't make sense. Nope, exact same. So mine says, when the tough gets going, tell me I'm pretty. And I figured right now, since, I mean, we're at a stay-at-home order, things can get pretty tough. So hopefully I'll put on a nice face on my face and I look a little purty. So if you guys have any super fun mugs, please send them to me, either on my Instagram or on my Facebook, or the hashtag Coffee Break with Brittany, because my lovely Janine will do that, and I will find it. And I love them. I love them so much. So my people joining me, what have you guys been doing since you've been inside? You know, have you been reading that book that you've been meaning to read? Because now I guess I'm going to reread all the Jurassic Parks. I've been tap dancing. I've been learning how to do all like the fancy trick stuff. So my animals love that. Just tap, 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 tap. Cleaning, but like cleaning gets boring after a while, you know. And then I tried working out on my back porch on Friday, and we have snakes around. I mean, it's sugarcane fields behind there, so we got like snakes around, and they're the garter snakes. You know, they're not going to harm you. So on Friday, I put my yoga mat down on my back porch, and all of a sudden I just see a snake. You know, and I was like, I screamed, right? And I was like, oh, snake. So I call him my free pet snake, because the house is raised and they just kind of live underneath the house. And I'm all for them living. I'm all for these snakes living, because they're eating the things that would be getting in the house. As long as this thing is not getting in the house, which I've never seen, knock on wood, I've never seen, you better be knocking on wood too. I've never seen a snake inside. So, but I'm just like, if it's eating all the stuff outside, I'm fine. I'm fine. So yeah, it slithered away, and I was like, oh, hey, pet snake. So, because my neighbor, she will kill them on sight if she sees them. She does not like them at all. And, but I'm fine with them. You know, I think they're cool. Yeah. I mean, they're just sunbathing outside, you know. Yeah, I'm knocking. Okay, good. Because I'm like, what if my baby, my cat, finds a snake? I'm going to have no idea what to do with it. I don't know. Let's not talk about it. Knock on wood, guys. My friends. Boyfriend found a snake in the yard this weekend. As long as it's not a copperhead, I don't care. That's how I feel too. Because it's just a friendly snake. It's not going to hurt me. Let's see. Crafting and cleaning and organizing. Nice. Rereading Jurassic Park. Great work. Is Dragon Teeth, is that what is it with us ghostwriters? Because I was so upset when he passed away. And I've tried to read a couple of Crichton's books after he passed, and it was finished by ghostwriters. And it feels like him. But it's not as mind-numbing, descriptive, and explanatory as him. You know, if you read Timeline, it just has so much about quantum physics that you're like, you know. And I was trying to read Micro, and it chugs and it chugs and it chugs. And I don't know that to be a Michael Crichton novel. I know him to spend just an awful amount of time on just the science, like to prove why the thing that they can do is how they can do it. And I'm just like, cool, math and magic, awesome. Like, let's get to like the action, you know. But now that the ghostwriters are just getting to the action, like getting to the plot, getting to the characters and the action, it just doesn't feel like him, you know. Because what I love about Crichton books is that he just gives all the information all at the very beginning, and he's like, this is how they can do it. It's frog DNA and quantum physics, and you're like, cool, I know nothing about those things. So then the exposition like rises and rises and rises, and then boom, everything starts happening, and then the action just tumbles down. And I just, I love that. But that's how I feel about the ghostwriting, because I try to read Pirate Latitudes and Micro, and I haven't finished them, because they don't feel like him. So, because I'm like, that's more of a James Patterson, is like, here's the characters, here's the plot, and here we go. But that's not Crichton. A lot of snake sightings in our neighborhood last year, but I didn't see any. Huh. I just want Puppy to try. What? Yeah, that's absolutely correct. Yeah. It's like, I don't want my baby to try playing with the snake. Yeah, I don't want your puppy to go out there and try. I guess it would be someone else. Yeah. I mean, I'll see. I guess now we all have plenty of time. Or maybe like getting the audiobook, But yeah, I haven't looked in much. Yeah. Me too. That's why I skipped first couple of chapters of Jurassic Park when I reread. Yeah, because it's just like, frog DNA. I got it. And they're all females. I got it. I got it. Yep. Guys, you didn't tell me it's past 8. That's because we're having fun. Oh, man. So I'm so sorry about the past 2 days. I just had this like splitting headache, and I felt just awful. The first one on Monday was my own fault. So they closed bars around here. Guys, I gave up for Lent. I gave up Lent. I was like, 2020 really just wasn't my year, guys. I don't, you know what? Jesus forgives. That's his whole thing. So I failed on the whole giving up alcohol. We're not drinking. Well, he hasn't. I have. Because I'm like, you have not been around these stores, and you have not been making trips to this store, that store, and home just in time for your ice cream from the second store to not melt. I was like, you've not been around these stores, or how people is everyone's just, So I went and got a nice frozen daiquiri. I was like, he'll forgive me. And I'm pretty sure we were eating red meat on Fridays. So it was just more of a commitment thing. I don't know. I guess I'm not good at commitment. I don't know what that says. But I went and got a margarita. I didn't finish all of it. Oh, well, since they closed down the bars, I was like, wait a minute, but here in Louisiana, we have drive-through daiquiri places. Because all the restaurants, they closed down the seating area, but they didn't close out delivery or take, carry out. I was like, but we have to-go daiquiri places. And so I looked it up, and yeah, they're open. So you just go through the drive-through, And on Sunday, we had another crawfish boil, as the governor, we didn't know this, as the governor is putting a stay-in-place order, in 24 hours. And so we're just eating crawfish, being like, well, let's not let this go to waste. And so afterwards, I was like, oh, let's go get a daiquiri. And it tasted like high C fruit punch, And I'm not much a fruit punch person, but, whatever, it was yummy. And I finished it, and guys, so I got this massive headache from the sugar. What a nerd, right? I just was like, too much sugar. Guys, this is your friend. So, yeah. But we're still drinking, like, non-alcoholic beer, because it's, the Heineken one's tasty. It's real tasty. It's been a stressful Lent. I gave up social interaction for Lent. Well, what a good year to do that, Katie. What a great year. So yeah, I just had a massive headache from sugar. What a nerd. What a nerd. And then yesterday, because then I was fine. I drank plenty of water, and I was fine the rest of the day. And then Tuesday morning, I was like, come on. I'm hydrated. What's going on? I don't know. But I'm happy to be with you this morning. So thank you guys for joining me this morning. Janine, Katie, and Cindy up in the chat, or anyone else who's watching or is watching later. Thank you guys so much. Please send me your super awesome fun mugs. And down there is my social. So hit me up on my social. And, oh, wait. Before you guys go. So, not a big surprise. I'm working on Show Yourself from Frozen 2. And I want to show you the ending. Okay. All right. You ready? I'm hoping that this sounds good. Because I'm hoping if I play this itty bitty little thing that like YouTube won't like come down on me for like copyright. Let's see. Okay, you guys ready? Are you ready? All right, how was that? Did you guys hear it at all? Brittany's just miming at this point. Well, thank you. Why? Well, when I was doing it yesterday, did you hear it? Did you hear it? Wait. You hear the slide? No, girl, that was me. And Dina, if you listen to her, like, look, this may be coffee, but let's spill some tea. So I think her last, they sound otherworldly. So I don't know if someone pitch corrected. I do not have that ability. I do not have the expensive anything that would do that. And what she does is she takes a breath, right? She goes, ah, 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 right? And I was trying to do that, but every time I would hit that the first, at the end, it would come under pitch. And so I was like, well, what do I do? You know? And then I thought about it because my favorite thing is to scoop up. That's my favorite thing to do. Because I did it in this song too. You ready for it? There you go. She doesn't do that. I do that because I'm just having fun. It's just an opera thing. I would show you with like a rubber band, but I don't have any anymore. First of all, I lost all of them, and also look at this hair. I don't need them. So what you do is that it's a really good visual. You put like you're expanding a rubber band. You know when you're playing around with a rubber band, you kind of stretch it out. You kind of put this right here, and you go ah. So then when you go into what is she saying? Wait one moment. Oh wait, I'm off key. Don't make me wait. One moment more. You're just you're just like a roller coaster. That's all you're doing. And so it just sounds awesome because I sound talented and skilled. And the mic died. I know this mic is not very good with yeah. Good. Okay, anyway, we gotta go. We gotta go on our day, guys. But I really wanted to share that to you because I'm really proud. I'm still trying to learn the parts that aren't showy, like the beginning part when she's all low. I still don't know all the notes for that, but I definitely know the notes for the end of that. I guess the easy part. Yeah. Anywho, Well, I love you guys so much. Please send me your super awesome fun mugs. Thank you guys for being on with me today and being in the chat. I feel like doing stay at home. We should have extended coffee break time one morning. We should. I have no clue what I would talk about. I have no clue. I still need to learn all three parts. Girl, I'm working on that too. I'm working on a lot of things. I've started a lot of projects. I got to finish them. We got to finish our projects, y'all. Anyway, so Jeanine, I think that's an awesome idea. I will try to find things for an extended coffee break. Yeah, because staying at home, quite boring. But yeah, I hope you guys have a super awesome day and everything goes your way. Please send me your super awesome fun mugs. Well, I love you guys, and I hope you're all doing well. You're staying safe and you're staying healthy. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.